guys, today I wanted to talk to you about why conventional cleaning products and even most natural cleaning products are actually really terrible for your health. If you are new here, welcome. This is Ray Channel where I talk about all things health and homeopathy related. If you would like to see more videos about how you can use natural things and homeopathy to further your family's health, be sure and click the subscribe button followed by the alert button so you get notifications every time that I post, which is usually on Tuesdays. If you like the video, be sure and give me a thumbs up below. Let me know. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions that you think I should try about natural cleaning, let me know. And if you know anybody who would benefit from a video like this, be sure and share it with them. Tell the world about how natural products and homeopathy can change their lives for the better. Now, most people know that conventional cleaning products aren't safe, right? Because you lock them up in your cabinet. You don't let your children play with them. You certainly don't want to let your children eat them, because they all have warning labels that say caustic if ingested, call poison control, don't allow contact with eyes or skin, flush for however long if this happens, and call poison control. We know that they are toxic, and yet we still continue to use them. And I think most people think that most of those issues that arise with conventional products are avoided by unusual exposure, like eating them or, bathing in them. But what you don't realize is that these products have effects on your health every single day that they are used, just by breathing the air after you have cleaned, by touching the surfaces after they have been cleaned, and the residual film that is left on there. All of that can still affect your health even when they're used in their normal capacity. So, what are some ways that it does that? Well, it starts out with a lot of these have known carcinogens, things that are known to cause cancer in humans. A lot of them have known neurotoxins, things that affect brain chemistry and even memory and different things like that. They are toxic to your brain. And then endocrine disruptors. These mimic hormones in your body. They affect things like menstrual cycles, fertility in men and women. They can cause miscarriages. They affect even causing some sort of like ADHD type symptoms. All of these things can be exacerbated or caused by substances in the cleaning products. So the types of chemicals that are the biggest offenders that you might see on the label, you might not. They actually aren't required to list all of their ingredients or any of their ingredients on the label, really. And those would be fragrances, anything that causes suds like sodium lauryl sulfate, and then surfactants like in detergent and soaps, cleaners, and then of course the ones that we know are toxic, like chlorine and sodium hydroxide and ammonia. Those things also very toxic to humans, whether they are ingested or not. Just breathed in, can cause detrimental side effects, especially when used on a regular basis over a very long period of time. Known endocrine disruptors, known carcinogens. These are not things we want to be exposing our bodies to all the time. Oh, and one more type of ingredient that I wanted to mention are those that make things antibacterial, like triclosan or quats. Those things actually are contributing to bacterial resistance. It's making it harder and harder for the antibiotics that we have on the market today to treat normal run-of-the-mill problems, because all of these antibiotics are getting flushed down the drain, and they are actually affecting bacteria all the way along the way into the sewer systems, through the water treatment plants, into our waterways. They are all being affected by these chemicals, by the endocrine disruptors, by the carcinogens, and by these antibacterials, which most people would think is a good thing because we want to kill all the bad bugs. The problem is, you're not only killing bad bugs, you're killing good bugs. And something that we know is that there are actually more microbiotic cells in your body than human cells. You need all of these good bacteria, yeasts, fungi. You need all of these things to work together in your body in order for it to function correctly. But if you are killing them, if you're killing the good stuff, and if you are mutating the bad stuff so that it no longer responds to normal treatment, we are going to end up with a really big problem. And so I would encourage you to think not in terms of kill, 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 not in terms of trying to sanitize your environment and making it bacteria free, because we actually know that when an environment is too sterile, it actually affects your immune system, making it much weaker. You want small microdoses of all of these different bacteria on a fairly regular basis so that your body builds immunity naturally and becomes stronger over time. So don't focus on killing everything you can or having a super sterile environment. You want to focus on building your own body, building your immune system so that it is stronger and healthier, so that it could combat any of these bad things that it came in contact with, and come out the other side with no side effects. So that's a tiny little peek into my spiel on biocides and why I don't use them and why I try to avoid health products, cleaning products, pretty much any sort of products that their sole purpose is to kill things like colloidal silver or some of the really strong essential oils. But that is really a topic for another video. I will get to one on why I don't use biocides, or I try to avoid as many as possible, another time. So all that just to encourage you, don't think about over-sanitization. Yes, clean is good. Over-clean, over-sanitized, actually not so good. So, and I don't want you to think that just because you're getting the natural version of these cleaners that you are out of the woods or somehow doing better, because honestly, most of those on the market today labeled as natural or green still contain really, really terrible ingredients. Some of them rank even worse than some of their conventional counterparts on the EWG website that compares the different toxin levels of the different ingredients and things. And remember, they don't have to list everything that is in the product on the label. So you do have to be really careful, and I really think you're better off making things on your own. So the things that I like to use the most, and I clean 99% of my house with, vinegar spray. It's about 50% water, 50% vinegar. I add essential oils, and I vary the essential oils that I do every time I make it. I just, put in different ones. I probably put in an average of about 60 drops total, 60 to 90 depending on which ones I'm using. I always put in lemon because I also use this as a glass cleaner, and the lemon cuts the streaks. So I have no issues with streaks as long as there's the lemon in there. Usually about 30 drops or more if I want a really lemony cleaner, but a minimum of 30 drops. And then right now I think I have lemon, lavender, and I think I put bergamot in here, and it actually smells pretty good. And this, I clean sinks, tubs, mirrors, the floor if, there's something that got on them that it shouldn't, like, a baby who didn't have a diaper on properly, things like that. I wipe it up with this, works really well. For things that need a little bit extra scrubbing, baking soda, sprinkle it in there. So I start my sinks off with a sprinkling of baking soda, get my little scrubby sponge, scrub it down, spray the vinegar in there, rinse it off. Sparkling, shiny white sinks with very little effort on my part. The baking soda scrubs things right off. I don't have to worry about too much elbow grease added in there. And that's about it. When I'm dusting things, usually I just use water on a damp rag. An old t-shirt, old cut up t-shirts, those are the best rags for dusting that I have found. They work so well. A little bit of Castile soap if you really want to scrub something with some soap. You can add even essential oils to the soap if you want to. And then, if you have some wood that you really want to get a good shine on, olive oil, coconut oil. I like olive oil. And also stainless steel. So if you are cleaning your stainless steel appliances in the kitchen, I will spray them off first with my vinegar spray, get them all nice and clean, and then you rub in a little bit of olive oil on the front, just rub it in all over, and it gives it this lovely shine and helps it stay clean a little bit longer. It sounds kind of counterintuitive because before I did it, I thought this is going to make it dustier because dirt sticks to oil, but it actually worked really well, and now I do it because I like the way it looks. I have a DIY stain remover that was done by Mommypotamus. I'll link that down below to her recipe. It's basically hydrogen peroxide, water, and lemon essential oil and castile soap, and that works really great for a lot of stains. And now it's a natural one. It doesn't get everything out that, say, shout would, those really, really bad ones. But it works for everyday run-of-the-mill stuff. Works pretty good. And then if there is a situation, for whatever reason, you really do want something that's going to kill germs. You really, really want something that's antibacterial. Hydrogen peroxide, diluted hydrogen peroxide sprayed on. It has to sit and dry on whatever it is. But that is the best, safest option for that will actually kill germs. They actually use it in hospitals, hydrogen peroxide in hospitals to kill germs on children's toys when they really need to get those clean in between children through the hospital. So that's all for now. Try some of these things. See if they work for you. You might be surprised. You might be surprised if you start using some of these natural things for a while that other problems that you were having might kind of disappear or fade away a little bit. I remember when I used to clean with regular products, every time after I cleaned, my lungs would burn and I always felt almost asthmatic. And of course, when I'm using vinegar, it doesn't feel that way at all. So just pay attention to how you feel. Leave it out long enough that you give your body a chance to see if there's a difference. I'll bet you'll find something. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you've tried any of these DIY things, if you love it or you don't love it, or you have stories to tell me about your natural cleaning journey, let me know down below. I want to hear about it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.